In today's video, I spent 100 days in the mod pack, Superheroes versus Villains on Bedrock. Now, I know what you're thinking, a Bedrock mod, but like, I promise you it's good. Full disclosure, there's like 7 other mods that I added as well, because I hit myself. But the superhero one really manages to shine. Like, here's a little bit of a clip from it. I matched together a bunch of the different heroes. And honestly, the person who did a job on this is really amazing. Their name is Agent 0 MCPE. If you like it, you should hit them up with a follow. They're updating a bunch of other mob packs pretty soon. But there's 3 challenges that I set in mind and I hope to accomplish in this video. Number 1, kill Dracula. That won't make sense till about the end of the video, but it is one of the challenges. Number 2, collect every Infinity Stone. Now, if you don't know, there's 6 Infinity Stones, 7 if you're talking about comics, but in every other thing, there's 6 Infinity Stones. So that's how many we got to collect. Number 3, get one of every tier of superhero suits. So there's 9 different tiers because each one is more powerful than the last. So superheroes fall into different categories depending on the abilities they have and whatnot. But this is a pretty tough challenge because as you advance through each tier, it's harder to get the next tier. Like it's a lot harder. You'll see. I also added a side challenge when I started this video. I don't really know why. I just wanted to make it even harder for myself, and that was to collect every armor set in the game. There's like 700 in this pack. I don't know why I do these things. Anyways, let's jump right in. Day 1 was pretty lame because it's the beginning of the world, so there wasn't much we could do. We mined some wood. That's pretty much the most important thing that happened that day. We found some berries and they hurt me, so I killed them all. I mined a bunch of stone because I needed a stone pickaxe, and I crafted the stone pickaxe, and I tried to mine this thing called rose stone or whatever, but it didn't draw me anything. So I killed some sheep out of anger, and then I killed a cow out of anger, and he was enchanted, and I killed a second enchanted cow, and they gave me leather. I ate a piece of raw beef in front of a sheep, and then I killed him too because I was still a little mad. And then I found a deer, and he was low-key cuddly, but I still killed him because I was, still upset. I made a bed, and I went ahead and went to sleep because I was bored. So I guess just boredom is just not curable because day 2 was also boring, and I hated day 2. We found copper, so we mined it, and then we got attacked by a vampire-looking abyssal bat. Yeah, I can speak English. He didn't do like any damage, which is a little weird. We smelted the copper, and I mined some flint, and then I almost killed myself because I'm a little slow. I made my copper pickaxe, and I mined up some iron because in this mod pack you can't mine copper for iron. But I made my tools, and I made lava because I hate myself and I don't mine coal because I'm lazy. We found some jade ore, but it didn't drop either, so that sucks. We found some divine ore, but we can't mine it yet, so that's great too. But I found Tutridium, and Tutridium makes me make superheroes, so I'm gonna be Iron Man pretty soon. It's gonna be awesome. Day 3, I made absolutely no progress whatsoever in this game because I hate myself. I missed a 3-block jump and almost died again. So, that happened. I literally think I only mined Tutridium that day, and not even a lot. So, I'm great at this game. Day 4, I got to become a murderer again. So, I killed a whole family of sheep. And then I made some string, some tough string, and I made my backpack. And then we made our first superhero. Well, technically he's a villain. Yeah, he is a villain, but he used to be a good guy. Because, my good old boy Harvey Dent. I killed myself. Well, I tried to kill myself again. And then we found our first diamonds. But then we got attacked by this freaking monster called a Slenderman. And technically in this, he's called a Faceless Man. But he looks like a Slenderman. And he wanted to give me a hug, but like not the good kind of hug. The kind of hug where they want to choke the life out of you and then look into your eyes as you die. So I pumped him full of lead repeatedly and repeatedly again. And he still didn't die. So I pumped him full of some more lead. And then he finally died. And yeah, he gave me some stuff, but it wasn't really important yet. The next few days were a nice little positive change of pace because it was really chill, We spent most of the time in the mines. We got some diamonds, and I mined this thing called topaz because I was just really bored. And it was awesome. It was really cool, but I didn't do anything with it. We found some more diamonds, and we made our diamond pickaxe, and then we were able to mine a whole bunch of stuff because some stuff you can't mine with iron. So then we smelted it all up, and it looks really cool. But when I said the next few days were positive, I mean for me, because I murdered a whole family of deer. I felt like Bambi Well, no, Bambi died. I felt like the hunter from Bambi. We made some thing called a jade amulet. It gave me soul falling, which was really helpful. And then I made this thing called a ring, a sapphire ring, but it was useless because all it did was give me swiftness, which I already had. On day 8, I was feeling pretty great. See what I did there? I know, I'm so funny. We said goodbye to our thunder ore, and we realized that we were probably never gonna mine it because I would probably forget about these coordinates because I'm stupid like that. We killed a creeper, and then we got attacked by a gang of enchanted zombies, which was so fun. And then 2 abyssal bats joined in, and then I turned my freaking head around, and a Slenderman joined in too. So I guess everyone just wanted a piece of my pie today, and my pie was not very good because it was apple, but you know, they all wanted it, so I guess it had to be pretty good. I pumped them all full of lead, and the Slenderman finally died again, and then I killed myself. Yeah, that happened. Oh, and then I got attacked by a giant great white hungry shark, and he wasn't very kind because he really wanted some of that pie. Like, holy crap, this guy was hungry, but I refused to give it to him, so he killed me. It wasn't awesome. I was feeling pretty low. You know, I thought for sure that this was over because we'd already lost 2 of our 5 lives, and it had only been 8 days. I was down. I was depressed. I thought we were done, but then I remembered a quote from a wise man, which is, "It's not about the punches, it's about what you do when you receive them." So I killed that freaking Enderman like there was no tomorrow, and I went right back into the caves because I knew that there was a better superhero that lied on the end of that rainbow. So we did what all great Minecrafters do. We yearned for those mines. We yearned for those mines, okay? And we mined and we smelted like there was no tomorrow, and we crafted. We Minecrafted. We crafted a backpack. We got some more storage space, and we were ready. We were ready for anything. We went back in the mines. We got tons of Tutridium. I'm talking like 18 Tutridium. And then we got attacked by a black looking backrooms creature, but like he wasn't that big of a deal. But then his friend came along, and so we had to make a tactical retreat, but that was okay because then we found another monster and we made us our next tactical retreat. But then we found some uranium, which was gonna make us an amazing sword one day. But then some more monsters attacked us, and we made our 3rd tactical retreat of the night. I promise it was tactical. I was not scared. But we realized that we needed a sword because the monsters got us cornered. So we killed every last one of them. Jarvis, cue that awesome music. After committing mass murder, we went out of that cave, and you know, those sharks decided that they wanted to commit mass murder on me, which I didn't like, but I was like, hey, to each their own. We made a boat during the nighttime because we wanted to get back our stuff, which it turns out was a huge mistake because we lost another life, which, you know, it's okay because we still got that positive mindset going for us. We learned from our mistakes, and we waited till the day before we tried retrieving our stuff again. We got that corpse boat, and we got our stuff back, and we were ready. We journeyed probably a few 100 blocks, and we found this wonderful thing called a boss structure, which you have to kill these 5 bosses to craft ender pearls. So we went ahead and got prepped for that fight. I made a stone pillar for no reason at all except for the fact that I can make one. I decided to smelt everything up because we wanted to get our life going and sorted. I went into that fight knowing I'm gonna kill this guy and there's nothing that's gonna stop me. It sucked though because he put this stupid force field on every time I got close to killing him, and then he sent out his minions and his lackeys, and I was too scared to hit him because I didn't want to die. But we hit him pretty good. But then this freaking Super Saiyan zombie came out of nowhere, and he had like speed a gajillion, and he kept letting me on fire. But I finally killed him because, you know, I'm just that amazing. So we readied our gun, and we killed the freaking whatever villager. No, something, whatever, the enchanted grist. We looted everything up because, you know, we wanted that loot, and we collected all of our smithings, and then we went to sleep. Day 12, we finally did it. We made Iron Man. We got to fly, which was amazing because flying is just amazing in general. We took our mask off, and I didn't like what was looking underneath, so I put it back on. We got a repulsor beam, which meant I can laser people now, so I was pretty excited. We went ahead and mined up the stone and smelted it, and then we decided to mine every freaky block in that structure because, you know, we're lazy and we're stupid, and we wanted to make our base there. Well, and lazy, yeah, that too. We got attacked by Ron's spider from Harry Potter, so we decided that we needed to kill him because I'm not a big spider fan. I don't know about you guys, unless it's Spider-Man. You know, wait, but Spider-Man got bit by a spider. Okay, I guess I am a spider fan now. But yeah, we finished mining everything up, and then we grabbed our stone bricks that we had smelted, which took freaking forever. But yeah, we finished placing as many stone bricks as we could, but we didn't have a lot, so we had to go back in the mines and mine a whole crap bunch more stone. And I mined coal because I also needed fuel, but I hate myself. We finished smelting the stone, but it took forever to smelt because that's where we left for 20 minutes, and only like 7 stone had smelted, which I was a little pissed about. But I decided that I wanted to make a stone cutter because I needed a new design because I hated the design that we were going for at the moment. Before I did that, I went ahead and made something called a golden talisman, which basically is like looting. But anyways, I made some chiseled stone bricks because I liked how it would look, and I thought the design would be pretty cool. And I spent pretty much, as embarrassing as it is, the next 2 days trying to do the simplest design, and I had to redo it like 3 times because I'm just that bad at Minecraft. And I didn't even finish it, but that took me 2 days to add literally like 4 more rows of stone bricks. So I kind of got bored again, so I went around flying, and I found this little witch-like structure, so I dug in from the top, and there wasn't any witches in, so I was a little disappointed, but there was a bunch of zombie villagers, so I just killed them all. Yeah, because I like to commit murder. You could call me Iron Man, maybe. But I found a cave because I wanted to get a better superhero, because this Iron Man suit, low-key, wasn't that good. So I found a bunch of Tutridium and a bunch of other stuff, but like Tutridium is the most important thing at the moment, because who cares about all these sapphires? I found this little structure, so I went into it, and there was a bunch of witches, which was interesting because there was no witches at the witch structure. But yeah, I killed them because I didn't have anything better to do. I found an endermite spawner, which I thought was pretty cool, but like it wasn't useful at all, so I broke it. And then I found a zombie spawner, and I found a new friend that I killed. But it was good because it had some enchantment books, well, an enchantment book, and it had some diamonds for me. And then I found a trial spawner, so I killed all of them because, you know, murder on my mind every second of every time. Oh, I just ran. I found another one, and I killed all of them too because I like killing families before. And then I should not like murder, I just say that. But I got a bunch of stuff from them. I got some diamonds, some stardust ingots, some golden apples. So then I decided that like I took everything that I wanted, so I wanted to find the exit, and it took me forever. But I found it and grabbed an anvil because I wanted the enchants. But like literally just a few seconds later, we found a ruined portal, so I went ahead and mined up the obsidian so I could go to the nether soon. I found another cave, and I mined a bunch of Tutridium. I kid you not, I spent 30 minutes in this cave. 30 minutes of my life, 3 whole Minecraft days I spent mining ores. And I sped this up to 100 times speed, and this isn't even half of the footage. But anyways, after wasting however freaking many years of my life in those stupid mines, I could finally make the Spider-Man suit. I went with the Spider-Man Stark suit because I love Iron Man and I love RDJ, but also because it's the one I thought, well, I think this is the one from Far From Home. I thought it was going to be the one from Endgame and Infinity War, and I thought I would have like the little, what are those things called? The arachnid legs, arms, crap, I don't remember. But it didn't have those, which was a little disappointing. But, you know, I could still swing with my webs, which was actually really good movement. And then I could also shoot webs. And I had 2 different web projectile attacks that I didn't really know what the difference was. But I placed down a waystone and went ahead and set my base mark there. And I went ahead and mined up some more cobblestone because I got haste 5 or something. I don't think it was haste 5. I think it was only like haste 2. But I got haste with this so I can mine up stone a lot more quicker and get started on my base. But I figured out that the mask taking off actually looks really cool because like the way his hands move. But anyways, I went ahead and mined up some more wood because I needed to have a fuel source because I'm too lazy to go out and find coal. I accidentally made some iron doors, but I smelted up the rest of my stone and got some more stone bricks and started finishing the house. So this was supposed to be a really, and I mean a really simple design, but I'm an idiot who overcomplicates everything and can't do math. So when I was trying to place the chiseled stone down, I had to redo it like 4 or 5 times because I couldn't count 3 blocks in between and then place chiseled stone because I'm that bad at math. I swear I failed geometry or something. Side note, I really love the web swinging on these. Just watching it now, it's actually so cool. But we went ahead and made some smooth stone and made a few, armor stands. But before that, we got interrupted by a phantom and we had to chase him down and kill him. I'm not gonna lie, this took me a solid 5 minutes because I did not know that they could go this high. I think when you start chasing them in this guy, because this is a mod and the game's not supposed to work like that, that they just keep flying higher and higher and higher. Because we were at like at least 400 blocks higher in the air in the sky. It was awful. But I got 1 phantom membrane out of that. And then I made some more armor stands and went ahead and set up Two-Face or Harvey Dent and Iron Man at the corners of my doors. I didn't really have a design set out for these yet. I just wanted to get some of the suits down. So I went ahead and made the obsidian armor, which looked really cool, and the obsidian sword. I made the silver set, which wasn't anywhere near as cool as the obsidian one, but you know, we still have to have it. I made the titanium one, which actually looked really cool, but the obsidian one was still like 1,000 times better. I made the zinc one up next, which honestly looked pretty awful, and the lithium one too, which also looked pretty awful, because these packs didn't look as cool. But I found out I could crouch as Spider-Man and like do the little web posy thing, which is pretty cool. And then I made the sapphire set, and the sapphire set actually was amazing to put on. And then I made the platinum one, which made me look like a little knight. But then I made the nickel one, and I looked like a peasant Spider-Man, which I thought was just a little funny. Anyways, I put down the majority of the remaining armor stands, but I realized I still needed a bunch more. I made a plutonium sword because I had no swords, and I wanted to grab the Iron Man suit because I realized I'd still be needing it for a little bit longer. So I really wanted to try and find the Flunderboss, and I couldn't. It took me a long time before I eventually ever found it, but it didn't happen anytime soon. So I spent the rest of the day in the caves, and I got a bunch of Tutridium, and then my idiot self saw a notch apple, but I didn't grab it because I'm stupid. But I found a creaking biome, and I've never explored a creaking biome, so I low-key got jump scared when he just suddenly spawned in on me. I have never been in a creaking biome. I want to preface this by saying that. So I had no clue what to do here. I tried killing the creaking, and he has half a heart, so I thought this was going to be easy. But he just doesn't die. But I found out that he's the one who makes resin. I don't know how he does it. He just like has an orange little beam that just shoots to trees, and this is bada bing, bada boom magic that somehow makes resin. I didn't create Minecraft. I didn't make this update. Don't ask me. But he was kind of scary because he moves like an animatronic. If you've ever played Five Nights at Freddy's, if you haven't, you have no childhood and should jump off a bridge. Please don't actually do that. I don't want to be liable for anything. But he was weird. For some reason, this biome had a bunch of Endermen, so we killed quite a few of those. And the animatronic-looking creaking kept chasing us. But we found a boss, just not the boss we were looking for. We found the Enchantigress again. I don't know how I'm this lucky but unlucky that I can find the same boss twice, but I can't find the boss that I want to find again. I guess that I'm an idiot because there's a giant hole in the top of this building, and I didn't see it at the first structure that we went to. But there's a lot of good loot in there, and that would have been nice to know beforehand. We killed the Enchantigress pretty easy because, you know, we have strength 5 permanently now. But yeah, we went into the mines again, got more Tutridium, and we got attacked by this skeleton looking dude. Like, if a skeleton went to the gym, was on steroids, and like snorted meth and cocaine daily, I'm pretty sure you'd get that. Don't quote me on that though, because that'll probably come back to bite me someday, I'm sure. I hit this cool little like maneuver on a vampire bat, and I thought it was pretty cool, but after rewatching it wasn't that cool. But I still think it was pretty cool. I found a boss structure, so I wanted to go ahead and went to sleep. I set a waystone down so I could teleport back to there. I was just a little bit short on Tutridium to make the flash, so we fixed that pretty quickly. But boom, we had the flash. Well, not the flash. We had Kid Flash, but like Wally West, the Flash, same thing, you know?
depending on which comics and which version you read. But I'm nerding out. We had a bunch of cool abilities. We could run on water. Call me the Flash. We had speed level 4, which isn't the max that you can get in this mod pack. It goes all the way up to 9, if you can believe that. And we're only at speed level 4. If we get up to 9, I'm pretty sure we can travel like 500 blocks in half a second. But we got speed level 4, which is still pretty good. We could phase, which let us just like fly through things and kind of made us vibrate, which was pretty cool. We also had fast punches, which kind of looked goofy, but they were actually really cool and were good in combat, which we would later find out. We summoned the boss, and I made so many mistakes, like it's just not even fathomable. At first I hit him, which apparently you just shouldn't attack this boss, because when you hit him, he summons an army of freaking more of him to kill you, because he's just a little stupid person. And I hate myself because I spent a solid 3 days trying to figure out how to kill this guy. This is actually bringing me stress again, just watching this footage back. He just kept spawning more clones. I really thought there would be a max to the amount of clones he could spawn, but there just wasn't. Like, at one point you can see there's an entire pit just full of clones, and my Iron Man laser beam did not kill them. Apparently a small amount of damage will kill them, but Iron Man laser beam, no, it doesn't work. You have to go through each of them individually with the weapon to get them to respawn, and then if they're not the real one, they will die. This took a while, and I made no progress because they just kept respawning. I quit for a solid 10 minutes, and then I was an idiot, so I went back because I was like, you know what, we shouldn't quit because I hate myself. But we tried this for a while before I had the genius idea of using my speed punches, and I hate myself. Why did I not think of this sooner? This would have saved me, like, genuinely 20 minutes. I'm not even joking. 20 minutes of my life could have been saved if I had just used my brain. I did this earlier. I used fast punches earlier. I hate myself. I made another portal and we called it a day.
Okay, so the Nether is normally like it's all sunshine and rainbows, right? Well, not in this pack. The Nether is 1,000 times worse than the hell that it normally is. I hate myself, and I hate the Nether. There's everything in here. You could find. I'm pretty sure you can get jumped by like 1,000 creatures at once in this mod pack. It sucks. But we found a boss pretty quickly, which is awesome, because that meant that we were one step closer to being able to go to the end. But we were not able to kill it because we got absolutely brutally gangbanged by these creatures. I hate this game. I decided I needed armor, and then I hit the Toby Spider-Man pose with the armor set on because it looked really cool. I mean, just look at that guy. I would trust that dude to save my life in an instant. Wait, unless I was Andrew's Peter. Sorry, Andrew. I don't mean to bring up sword runes. We made a uranium sword, which helped us kill the boss so quickly because it does like 1,000 damage. I don't know who greenlit this sword, but it's the best thing in the world. Yeah, we killed it pretty quickly, even though he kept just tossing me around. He teleported me at one point, which I thought was weird because I have killed him 1,000 times in other worlds, and I didn't know he could do that. I'm still confused on how he did that. Anyways, we kept getting jumped, but eventually we did kill it, like I already said. And we were one step closer to having the Eyes of Ender. I still hate how the Eyes of Ender takes forever to get in this mod pack. You'll get to later of why I hate this so much. We keep getting attacked by gas, so that's fun. I found some more ores in the Nether, but I still can't mine them. This gas shot at me, and I was able to web his fireball in midair somehow, but literally 2 seconds later, it somehow went through the webs and hit me. I don't know how that works, but okay. We killed the boss again because we found the second one, so why not? The ores in the Nether just don't drop. Literally none of them did, so I guess you need another red pickaxe. I hate these things so much. They're like little fire embery creatures that have the tiniest hitbox in the whole freaking game, and you just can't hit them, and they just keep shooting you, and they're everywhere in the Nether. Like, you turn around for 1 second, you're just being fireball, fireball, fireball. It doesn't do any damage, but it lights you on fire, and that's like it takes up half the freaking screen. Like, look at that, the fire particles reach so high, I can't see anything. It is the worst thing in the game. I hate them. I killed one after like 40 seconds. I hate everything to the point of hating everything.
if that made any sense. I know I ramble. We found another fortress. Finally, it took forever. I literally journeyed for probably like only 10 minutes in the nether, which isn't that bad. We found wither ore. Like, literally, this is the only one I've found in like 20 days since recording this. I hate myself. We found blazes finally. So we went ahead and killed like a freaking million. And I killed literally a million, and I only got 5 blaze rods. We mined some wood, we went to sleep, and then we made some chests to reorganize our stuff. I decided I needed some sugarcane because I wanted to make an enchantment table, but I forgot you need a lot of enchantment books in order to get anything good. But apparently, uranium just gets god tier level enchants on regular levels, so I decided to take great advantage of that. Made that amazing sword, and then an amazing pickaxe because, you know, uranium is just amazing, I suppose.
So we went back to the nether, but I meant to use the waystone, and I somehow made another portal. I don't know how that works because I only had one. Anyways, we decided to kill a bunch of wither skeletons because, you know, we need nether stars for the infinity stones, and that's how you make a wither. I got my first wither skull, and then I killed like a million more. Got a second one, and then I didn't get a third one. So I decided that I wanted to make something called Compound V. I didn't really know what it did exactly. I just knew that it looked cool and from the boys. So I had to get some magma cream because I needed a fire resistance potion. And then we made a strength potion, and then we were able to craft it actually pretty easily. It wasn't too hard to make. I did not know how this thing worked. So when I injected it, I got this ability called damage accumulation, which I guess you take in damage and then you dish it out, I think is how it works. I didn't really understand it because it honestly took forever to charge up. I think that the fire did more damage than I did. But I did get like a massive health boost and stuff. Now I should have realized right here that these weren't permanent because it says 2 minutes and 50 seconds. I thought that was just a glitch, but like 5 seconds later, all my stats were removed and everything. I think this is also because I put on my suit and took it off, so it just took off every effect. So I kind of just wasted all my resources on a Compound V. So that was fun. So we were looking at the Infinity Stones, but I couldn't really decide which one I wanted. But we did have enough Wither Skulls now so that we could make a Wither. I still didn't know what stone I was going to use, so I used the flash, and I went a few thousand blocks away before I decided to make the Wither. I honestly made them too close to a village though, so they were gonna suffer a lot. I hate the Wither, and it doesn't matter what mod pack you use, he still sucks, because on Bedrock, he's the most annoying thing. I started flying, and I swear he just hates me, because he would just fly further and further away. I don't know how you're supposed to attack him in regular bed, like without mods, because he just flies like a little baby, and just runs away. How are you supposed to deal with that? He does so much damage too, like his freaking wither effect went through all my resistance and everything. It was so annoying. Eventually we got him at half health. I didn't know he did this. He like burrowed into the ground and just destroyed every block imaginable. I did manage to get him trapped there a little bit, but then I fell from a high place because of the freaking burrowing. So I had to use Harvey Dent, the freaking weakest superhero, to journey back. And I had to grab obsidian armor because he's so weak that I needed the extra protection. I hate this game. I had to go back down while the Wither was just standing there, and I had to be quick because he literally was attacking me almost immediately. But then we finally did kill him, and I got the freaking nether star, and then we just went back because I didn't really know what else to do. So we realized that the stone that we wanted to make was probably going to be the reality stone, but before that we got sidetracked because Thunder Ore was unlocked now, so we had to take advantage of that. So we journeyed like 1,000 blocks back to the first cave that we were ever in, and we just took the Thunder Ore from there. It honestly had 7 pieces, which was kind of huge because I made like a pickaxe, a sword, and a shovel. So yeah, we just went ahead and smelted it up, and I think we made the pickaxe first. Yeah, we did. We made a pickaxe first, then we went ahead and returned Harvey Dent and the stupid obsidian armor. We went to the nether. I really don't know why I did this, I'm not gonna lie, but I guess it did turn out good for us in the end because we did find the whatever this boss is. I don't remember his name, but he was really weak. I think we killed him in like 4 or 5 hits if you don't include the webs.
because why would you include the webs? They don't really count. Yeah, it was 4. Honestly, there was a wither skull down there too, which was actually insane. We got all the stones, not the stones like the Infinity Gauntlet. There's other gauntlet that you get from a different boss to make stones. It's complicated, okay? We killed a bunch more wither skeletons. I don't even think we got any skulls from them. And then I wasn't paying attention, and a creeper blew up my chest, so I was pretty pissed. I had to freaking spend like 30 seconds to do all of this to make sure my stuff didn't despawn. I hate myself. It was not fun. We made some smeared pearls because that's how you make. You need a smeared pearl to make an end crystal, I believe. And I don't really remember what we need an end crystal for, but I'm sure it was important at that time. We did make Thor's hammer, and we were finally able to make the nether amulet thingy. You know, that weird infinity gauntlet that I was just talking about, but that's not the infinity gauntlet, but it's kind of the infinity gauntlet. I know I'm kind of rambling right now, and that's just because that's what I do. It gives us regeneration, and it shoots a wither skull, and it shoots a flaming thingy mabobby. Honestly, not useful because we have so much better stuff. We made an end crystal, and oh, that's right, we tried making a tachyon enhancer. I googled everything about this thing, and to this day, I still do not know what it does. I tried everything. I'm not even gonna lie. I tried in creative too. I tried putting on flash suits. I tried giving myself a speed serum injection. Actually, that's a lie. I didn't try doing that. That's probably what I needed to do, and that'll probably work if I did that. Honestly, I'm an idiot. Why didn't I try that? Anyways, we made a night necklace. I don't really remember when I did, but apparently I made a night necklace. And we just really wanted to see if we could afford the sharpness 5 enchant, I believe, or no, sorry, the looting 5 or whatever, because that would be way better for killing wither skeletons, because in this mod pack these guys have way amazing enchants. He has like looting 5, protection 10, sharpness 10, and like fortune 4, which isn't that great, but obviously we're gonna go for looting. Honestly, I really don't think that looting 5 helped much at all. I'm pretty sure it literally did like the same amount as looting 3. But before we got to that, we went ahead and tried out our new thunder pickaxe, which makes, whenever you mine, it just drops random stuff like gold, iron, diamonds, netherite scraps. Pretty much any ore that's in vanilla, it drops. So we took full advantage of that. We found one of these little dungeon thingies, which they're pretty cool, but we kind of really didn't need anything from them. The only thing that we needed was Totem of Undyings, which actually they do spawn evokers in this thing, so that's kind of the only reason I went through this. I realized that I didn't need any of the floors except for that one floor, so I just kind of went to the top, mine all the way down after collecting some diamonds. I don't know why I collected diamonds, because I really didn't need them, because I mean, there's really no point in having armor when you have superhero suits, but I decided that I needed armor. I don't know why. Anyways, we found the evoker floor, and vindicators are so annoying. I hate that freaking Vexes spawn. It spawned us an enchanted one, which dropped us like freaking 10 totems. So we had like 23 totems or something. I couldn't even hold all of them in my storage. I mean, we had a quick little tritium mine, and then we just kind of went back to the nether and killed more wither skeletons. I think that was the 3rd skull that I needed, I think, because I think we already had 2 at home. So we went ahead and crafted our reality stone, because it's amazing, apparently. I didn't know it did this until I crafted it, and I had no regrets, because that meant I didn't really need to go in the mines anymore, because I could just spawn 2 tritium. I mean, the only downside about this was that it kind of just looked ugly, because I actually just abused this thing. I made probably like a million of these little 6x6 holes, and honestly, it made my world look pretty gross later on, because I just had little halfway crafted holes by the end of this series, which wasn't fun, especially since I put them like pretty much right next to where my base was. So it just looked awful. We were able to make Thanos' gauntlet now that we had a netherite block thanks to the reality stone, so we could actually kind of look at the abilities. So honestly, I really didn't even need the gauntlet for this stone, because the rest of the abilities that come with it are useless. Alter reality, I did not need it. It does nothing. Invisibility also does nothing for me. So really, the only good thing is being able to create deuterium and ancient debris and everything else. We almost had enough to get a tier 5. Well, I say almost. We were like 60 or 30. No, we were 26 short of vision. But before we did that, we decided that we wanted to face another wither because I didn't hate myself enough already, I suppose. So one cool transition later, we were able to place down the wither. I hate the wither so much. I really just wanted to see if I could alter reality on him, and I couldn't. I think it did like 1 damage, so I had that going for me. Honestly, this was one of the most painful fights ever. I don't really want to relive it, so yeah. Enjoy this, because you're welcome. I just saved you a bunch of pain. I forgot that he can actually spawn wither skeletons. I was hoping I could get lucky, but unfortunately I did not get lucky, and none of those wither skeletons dropped me a wither skull. I still hate how easily he destroys blocks in this, but we did kill him, and he actually didn't burrow underground this time, so I was very thankful for that, because if I fell from a high place again, I would probably have jumped off a bridge. Maybe not a very high bridge, but, you know, a decent, probably like a 10-foot bridge at least. Anyways, we got our nether star, and we decided that we didn't really care about what stone we got next, but we were able to get the soul stone because we had the totem of undying. The soul stone literally did like 2 things. It brought us to literally just bedrock. Yeah, you can't even place blocks up here. All you really do is just stay here. I guess this is useful if you want to trap someone here, because then they can't do anything. But that's all it does. So, we made a useless stone. Heck yeah. We made more storage. We mined more Tutridium. And we made a bunch of Tutridium. I'm not gonna lie. I think we ruined like the entire planet with how much we altered the reality. I think we mined probably like 200 Tutridium in this day. I don't know why. I honestly almost fell asleep. I'm falling asleep watching this. This is how boring it is. Anyways, we had enough to make vision, and we had like 60 Tutridium left over after getting it because we mined so freaking much. But hey, we had vision. He has quite a few abilities. He has a head beam, which honestly just lights things on fire and just shoots. I accidentally lit like everything on fire, so I had to clean that up pretty quickly because it kind of broke everything. He can smash the ground, which is kind of cool. The main thing I like about him is his intangibility. He also does have a strong knockback that honestly sends him pretty freaking far. This freaking spider attacked us, so we just kind of laser beamed her to death. Honestly, the laser beam does not do as much damage as I thought. But we did have intangibility, which was the best thing about this, because it's basically spectator mode, so it's going to be useful for finding structures and whatnot. We went ahead and put all of our resources into one chest near where we were going to put our armor stands. I decided that I wanted to put all of our superheroes together and like put them in order of, you know, tier list. So we had tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. And then we were going to hold on to our tier 5, obviously, for now, because we have to have a superhero. Anyways, we wanted to get more progress in on the on putting our suits down on the stands. So we made like 3 more armor sets. We made the lapis set, the creeper set, and the pole pusher set. The only really cool set was the pole pusher one, because it kind of just shoves people away whenever they hit you. We made a ruby set too. It actually kind of looks pretty cool. And then we spent like 100 million years looking for the Flender, which is the last boss that we need, but we didn't find it. We did find this structure though, which was cool, I guess. But anyways, after literally several days, I'm kidding, it was only like 1 day, but it felt like several days, we actually finally found him. And this doesn't even include the like hours of footage that I had looking for this thing earlier. But he was honestly so easy to kill. It actually kind of pissed me off how easy he was to kill. I think I like 2-tapped him, and then I just hit him with my fist to finish him off. That's how weak this dude is. I don't even think I have like, I think I have like strength 2 with vision. It's not even that good. I mean, granted my sword does like 28 damage, but whatever. We found this structure, which honestly I just went to because it has another waystone. So I just kind of put down another waystone. I don't even remember what I called it. Oh, I called it tower. Okay. It didn't really have anything that useful. So like I said, yeah, we just kind of used it for the waystone. But we finally had all 5 of our trophies and all 5 of the boss eyes. so we could finally freaking craft the Ender Eyes. Before we dealt with that, we got sidetracked and decided to go find a bastion. We found one after like 30 minutes, but we got our freaking netherite template upgrade. So we made our netherite pickaxe. Again, like I said, we did get sidetracked, but then we got back on track after we freaking mined like one nether ore. I have to be the most unlucky person alive. When I say that I lost 5 Eyes of Ender trying to find the structure. Like, I had 16, but 5 of them broke until I freaking finally found the structure. I'm an idiot because I forgot I could use spectator mode, but I mean, we did find it, but I'm so unlucky because also this freaking portal room, guess how many eyes it had? It had 1, and I had exactly 11 left. You're like thinking, oh, you're lucky though. You had exactly the amount you needed. No, because I still need 4 Eyes of Ender to make one of the stones. So I'm going to have to kill more bosses. I hate this game. I really do.
Anyways, one crash out later, we entered the freaking end. I'm still a little bitter. The end was a little glitched. I guess it might have been my graphics that I had on, because the purple cloud was kind of glitchy. I don't really remember what it's supposed to look like, but I know it's not supposed to look like that. We mined a bunch of endurium ore, and we broke all the end crystals pretty quickly, because, you know, we're vision. We kind of just roll with it. The Ender Dragon is not that difficult in this pack. Straight up, he's pretty weak. I mean, he has a lot of health, and he spawns these little bacterial things whenever he dies. Whenever he takes a certain amount of damage. I guess the end's just infected in this pack, because like literally every 30 seconds in this fight, he would spawn these little bacterial things. I mean, they didn't do like any damage. They were just super annoying and looked super duper ugly. This is a long fight, so I'm just gonna ramble on about something random. So banana bread, you know, every guy loves it. If you ever get in a fight with your guy friend or your boyfriend, get him some banana bread. I promise you, it'll go a long way. Like, or pumpkin bread too. Pumpkin bread's pretty good. Pumpkin bread's like low-key, honestly, really slept on. People always talk about banana bread, but like pumpkin bread's like actually like a top 3 food. Banana bread, I'll give it like top 7, but pumpkin bread, like, you can't beat that. Anyways, we did kill the Ender Dragon, even though he spawned a bunch of stuff. We forgot to bring a torch or something, but we did find one because the end has them. So we were able to collect the egg. I honestly like never know what to do with Ender Dragon eggs, so this is probably just gonna sit in my chest. It did sit in my chest. Why did I say probably? I know what happened. I've already recorded all of this footage. Yeah, the end's actually really sick though in this mod pack. There's like 7 or 8 different biomes in the end. They kind of gave the end the nether treatment in this pack. Again, I'm pretty sure that the end is like infected or something. It has like a disease because you have like creatures named Bacterio and creatures named Infected. So I guess it's kind of, I guess that is kind of like the lore of the Endermen, like that they were people, and then they, after like spending a bunch of time in the end, they got like corrupted or something. This is all from a game theory, I'm pretty sure. MatPat is my childhood. I'm pretty sure that's what he talked about in one of his theories. We tried to mine this abyssal stone because it looked pretty cool, but literally I tried like 2 different pickaxes, which isn't everything, but it didn't drop, so awesome. This biome was pretty cool. It had like some mushroom, like glass looking trees. Like, I don't really know what to call them. This is actually a really good structure. It has a chance to drop something in the pots that is called an end scroll, which is how you make enderite, I think is what it's called. But 1 end scroll equals 1 enderite ingot. So it's pretty rare, but you can get them from these structures. I just wasn't lucky in the first one that we found. We also found this thing called a forger. I still have no clue what it does to this day, honestly. They had some pretty decent loot in this structure, but no, yeah, that's pretty much it. They had these trees called voided logs, which look pretty cool, but we spend most of the time in our end finding endurium. We got a free end crystal, which is cool because I think we need those for one of the stones later. And then we actually did get an end scroll, but again, we only got 1 because we didn't spend a lot of time. But yeah, like I said, it makes enderite, and enderite's pretty hard to craft. We retired our Iron Man suit and then our Kid Flash suit because We didn't really need them anymore because we weren't gonna go extensively mining. Scratch that. We did go mining. Maybe I should like watch this video and then record my audio. But no, I'm an idiot. Oh yeah, we spent the next few days mining literally every nether ore since we had a netherite pickaxe. We found another withered samurai, killed him pretty easily. But yeah, like I said, most of the days just mining every freaking ore in the nether until we had like 24 of each. Because I think that's how much you need for a full set. It might have been like 26 or 27. 6, 7. You know what I'm saying? Just because we needed this, we needed to get a sword for them too. We then found a nice little spot to make our museum because we actually wanted a cool place to like showcase all of our armor suits. Even though I'm not really showcasing them to anyone but myself, and I guess you guys watching. I'm an idiot, so I decided I wanted to make it out of quartz because like museums are like white, right? That's what I think of when I think of museums. And the only other white block is like concrete, and that's a whole hassle because gunpowder and clay and whatnot. I don't remember how to make concrete if you can't tell. Yeah, so just the perimeter of this I think took like 3.5 stacks of quartz blocks, so like freaking 13 stacks of quartz. I hate this. I literally spent like a solid 50 minutes just to build this whole structure. I took like 50 minutes of just mining quartz. Yeah. We had a nice little design thought out in our head, but I'm an idiot, so I do not plan things in advance. So I didn't like most people when they have a design, like they put it in creative world and then they do it in their survival world. So I had to change the perimeter outline like 3 or 4 times because the design kept changing, and so it needed to be like, I wanted it to be a symmetrical design because a non-symmetrical design just doesn't look very good in my opinion. So I literally had to like destroy the entire perimeter and keep expanding it. I had to do this like 4 times. I've already done it 3 times right now as I'm watching. I'm gonna do it at least 2 or 3 more times. Like I did it like 6 or 7 times in total. I swear I'm not trying to make a 6-7 joke. Okay, I can't swear that. I'm definitely gonna make a 6-7 joke later on, like intentionally. You'll be able to tell pretty easily. But yeah, we made a lot of edits to our design. Like I wanted to add some stone into it too, because I thought just quartz is kind of lame. So we added like some chiseled stone bricks, and we added some chiseled white concrete too. We kind of just started from the center. I thought that looked kind of cool, but it also like didn't look that cool. We needed to repair our pickaxe because, well, we needed fortune if we were gonna be mining this much freaking quartz. Because if we didn't have fortune, we'd be mining like 4 or 5 times amount of quartz that we would have had to mine with fortune 3. I know that I didn't probably say that right, but please bear with me. I'm running on 2 hours of sleep right now. Yeah, so we didn't finish, but like we kind of like filled out how we wanted the build to look. We got like some corners going, and then we decided to like, we'll just fill it in from there because we really wanted to like connect it to the center. I just didn't really know how I wanted to do that yet. So trial and error, you know. You find a design, you think it looks cool. I didn't find a design, like honestly that looked really ugly right there. The white, just pure white squares. So I added like some stone to it because I was like, hold on, this kind of looks a little bit better. So let's make some changes here. Now I really wanted to go with this right here. You can kind of see it's a little sped up, but then I realized that I had made the perimeter too short, like I said. So we had to change it again, and then we had to change the other side too, because it just didn't fit. So lovely. We had to add like 3 more like rows of space. So we had to expand the build by another 3 blocks. We've already expanded it at this point by like 6 or I can't say 6 or 7 without making 6 or 7 joke. We expanded it by like 10 blocks by the end of this. Then we just kind of filled in the rest of our design. I know quartz and stone kind of sounds pretty lame, but it honestly was coming together quite nicely. Like it looked pretty good for like a floor design. I'm not a great builder. I mean, I'm really just not a good builder. I normally have to search up like a YouTube video. I was really proud of how this came together though. We started placing down the last few blocks, but then we realized we were missing some of them. So we just, we went ahead and smelted them up, and then we just placed it, but then it didn't turn out right. So I was gonna make the edit, but first I took a break and mined some Deuterium, because honestly it gets pretty boring just straight building for forever. But yeah, then we just placed in the last few blocks, and boom, we were finished with that. So then we traded with the cultist merchant to get our vampire stuff stowed away for when we needed to fight Dracula. We didn't get everything, but we got a decent amount of what we needed. Then we mined some more tritium because we could finally afford Doctor Strange now. So we retired our Kid Flash suit and our Vision suit because we have Doctor Strange. So Doctor Strange is actually pretty cool because he comes with his own Infinity Stone, which I didn't even think about because he does have the Time Stone. So we actually only needed 3 more Infinity Stones now because whenever we wear this suit, we have the Time Stone in our gauntlet for that amount of time. He came with a shield and a Doctor Strange sword, which honestly just kind of looked a little goofy if you ask me. But the shield and he had a blast too, which was it was cool, but like there was a lot better stuff. The big takeaway was that we had the Time Stone now. We could accelerate time, which meant that we could change it from night to day whenever we pleased, or day to night whenever we pleased, which honestly isn't that useful. We really wouldn't be using it that much. I mean, because you really, if you wanted to be daytime, just sleep. I mean, I guess if you want it to be nighttime, that's a different thing, but we could also restore blocks back to what they originally were. So we could actually save our build from ever being exploded. We just needed to save those blocks. We went ahead and just killed a bunch of wither skeletons so that we could fight the wither again, so that we could get the power stone. I honestly have huge regrets for not getting the power stone first, because it's actually really OP. But before the wither fight, we made a few compound Vs so that we'd have some extra power. Honestly, compound Vs actually just they straight suck. They really don't do anything. They give you like an extra row of hearts, I guess, and like a few effects, but most of the superhero suits kind of give you everything you need. Like the only really effect that it added, I think, was literally I don't even think it added a single effect. I think it just strengthened like one effect, and it might have been swiftness. Other than that, it did nothing. I mean, it gave us heat vision, which is pretty cool, but like it didn't do that much damage. We had a freaking 26 damage sword. The good thing was though, because of the time stone, we had an ability called time stop, so that we could just freeze time and just absolutely demolish the wither. It does have a cooldown and it only lasts like 12 or 15 seconds, but honestly it was really useful for this fight because we could just freeze him whenever we please and then just hit him without any consequences. That's honestly like the main reason why this fight didn't take that long, is because we just froze him and just bullied the crap out of him. But yeah, now the only thing we were missing for the power stone was sand and smeared pearls because we had to make end crystals. In the Better on Bedrock mod pack, you need black stone crumbs, which you get from crabs, to make smeared pearls. So that's how we made the end crystals. It's a little weird, but I mean, it wasn't that big of a hassle. But yeah, we had the power stone. The power stone literally just shreds your health whenever you use it, unless you use it in the Infinity Gauntlet. In the Infinity Gauntlet, we gain an ability called Energy Wave, which kind of just one-taps things. And then we have an energy projectile, which we can just spam. And then we also have a beam, which I immediately took advantage of and went straight into the mines. Like, I spent like, I think the next minute and a half. Well, the minute and a half of footage, it was like 30 minutes of just straight mining and beaming the entire area. We got a lot of titanium, which I low-key forgot that it was an ore, because we had just crafted like 8 of it, which was a huge hassle. But we just mined like 12 of it in 20 minutes instead of taking like 2 hours to get the materials to freaking craft it. We got like a lot of plutonium, a lot of uranium, a lot of rubies, and a bunch of other stuff from that. But then my footage got corrupted and it didn't save any of the time that we were in the nether. We got a bunch of quartz and a bunch of monster parts, which we were going to use for some other armor sets. But yeah, then we just made our quartz pillars, because you know that's what I think of when I think of museums. I think of like big, huge pillars. Honestly, I'm probably thinking of the White House now that I think about it, but that's what I wanted my build to kind of look like. We filled in some of like one of the walls, and then we made some iron doors because, well, you gotta have doors to get into anywhere. Honestly, after finishing this part, it looked straight ugly. Like you're gonna see in a sec. Honestly, I hated it. I think that later I wanted to add like some stone bricks and some like spruce planks around it. I tried adding some cherry oak leaves, but it did nothing. Now this is the stupidest thing I've ever done.
you can see it says chunk still loading. I didn't think much of it at the time, but it gave me like 4 warnings. So then I was like, okay, I'll just kill myself because the chunks aren't loading. It didn't work. And I had to type it in like 7 times. And boom, right there you can see none of my stuff drops. And it tells me right there, you died in a location with chunks not currently ticking. I'll let my past self take it away here.
So this is a bit unfortunate. I don't know how I'm keeping a level head at the moment. I died in an area where it doesn't save. The chunk didn't load, so all the stuff that I had is gone, bye bye. So reality stone gone, power stone gone, space stone gone, all my dark essence gone, my ancient tome gone. This is all I have now. I'm gonna crash out.
So honestly, we probably could have maybe stood a chance at completing the rest of the challenges, but I was just so defeated that I told myself it was too late. So we still wanted to complete one of the challenges. So one creative mode later, we got the vampire stuff we needed. We used the rest of the Tutridium we had to make Weapon X because he was the cheapest tier 5 that we could get. Then we had to go into creative again because we didn't get all the vampire stuff that we needed. But then we had everything that we needed to summon Dracula. Now I know what you're thinking, you cheated, you went into creative. Yes, I know, but that's because in order to get all of the Dark Essence stuff, I would have needed to have the stuff that I had before. I lost everything. There was genuinely no way that I would be able to even get the material to summon Dracula anymore. Because I died with my ancient tomes and most of my stuff. So after we like prepped for everything, we got compound Vs. We got our Weapon X abilities and whatnot. We crafted a few swords. We had 2 golden apples and 3 golden carrots, which didn't seem like a lot, but that's all we had. And we had 1 totem of undying. So we summoned it, and it didn't work. Psych, it did work. It just took like 30 freaking seconds. A beam shot out of the sky. I love how this works. And then a giant hand just comes down and curls into a fist, and then your screen goes black. And then boom, you have that nice little sound effect cue, and there's just a floating ship. Like, it kind of looks like if you played Tears of the Kingdom, it looks like the Sky Fortress that you go with Tulin to get his stuff. Yeah, that's what it kind of looked like to me, but it looked so sick. The inside wasn't as sick. I mean, it was all made of black stone and whatnot. It's a pretty cool structure still to this day, I think. But this is the boss room right here. We made sure that we had everything we needed equipped, and well, there's nothing else we could do. Dracula dropped in from the ceiling. We activated our compound V. Psych, we didn't activate. There we go. We activated our compound V. It gave us freeze vision, which, I mean, I was like, cool, we have heat vision and freeze vision. And then I activated my other compound V and it took away my ability. Awesome. I'm an idiot. So we had no abilities now because I double used them. So then we used it again and it still gave us our freeze vision back, but we kind of just wasted all of our sources. So if you can't tell, Dracula hurts. He was chipping away at my health pretty easily. The one thing that I didn't realize is after he got through my first 2 rows of hearts, he like, the only way he could kill me was pretty much as if he hit me constantly, like if he got 7 hits in a row. Because of the way that the regeneration works in this pack, which I'm glad that they do fix it in the new pack that's coming out pretty soon, which I do plan on playing 100 days in. And honestly, it's a lot cooler. It makes getting the superhero so much difficulter and like more grindy, which I like. But Dracula, yeah, he summoned wooden stakes out of the ground, which I thought was a little counterintuitive because aren't wooden stakes used to kill vampires? But hey, to each man is his own. He like would go into the sky and like shoot things at you, and then he would just drop down anytime and just attack. Yeah, honestly, I love how he works in this pack, but he was pretty weak. Honestly, wasn't that big of a challenge, especially because of how good Weapon X's regeneration is. So yeah, we killed him. We completed one of the challenges, but we only completed one of the challenges. we didn't even last 100 days, which was kind of the whole purpose of this video. So, I mean, hey, I'm working on 100 days in RLcraft, and I'm going to be working on 100 days in this next superhero mod when it releases. So if you want to see that, drop a like, I guess. I'm a little defeated now because I didn't do what I wanted to do. So we decided we were going to go on a blaze of glory. And by blaze of glory, I mean not a blaze of glory. There wasn't really like a cool way. So I just flew up into the sky as Iron Man and kind of just took one look left at the world before I took off my mask and my totem undying, and I said goodbye to everything because I am never coming back to this world again. We failed, but you know, that's just sometimes how life is. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.